What up, everybody? Let me make sure this is on. And I can hear myself. So I think that means it is working. All right. Got some very important news for you guys today. You all, I'm sure, have been completely worried about this, but Elliot Page has shares their first shirtless photo. And yeah, I guess if you call skeletons ripped, then yeah. Can't do this crap anymore. Oh my God. This is just amazing. This is absolutely stunning. This is stunning. So this show is going to be, this one's probably going to be really important. I might actually cut a few of the segments on here and probably upload it to my other, BitChute and stuff. Also, I think I'm going to try live streaming on the library, or Odyssey rather. And I'm just going to start, talking completely uncensored. And I'm going to see what actually happens. I'm going to see if it, I would like to see. I would like to know. Anyway, I'm just about ready to get started. This isn't going to be that long of a stream, but I've been having some issues, and I feel like I want to correct some of the issues. So let's get ready to get into it. So this show, I do want to say this show here is not for making people stressed out or anything like that, because some of the topics that I'm about to talk about could trigger people and could also stress you out. It's not really meant for stress, but it is meant to get people understanding reality and stuff. And I want to share a little bit about how I feel and the way that I, really, my day-to-day life and how I honestly feel about the current situation and what's actually going on. And I want to make sure that I convey it properly. But it is going to be overwhelming, I'm not going to lie. So this isn't meant to overwhelm anybody or have anybody kind of like nervous or scared or anything like that. It's not for that. But I want to get into it. So for me, there's three things that are extremely important that most people overlook. And there is some issues that I have with a few truthers and that I want to bring to the forefront, because that's really what having a free community is actually about. It's about understanding, having a voice to actually talk back and forth. So let's get to it. First thing I want to talk about, this is one of the big three things. The first thing I want to talk about real quick is trauma. I looked up how trauma actually supposedly affects the brain. Prefrontal cortex, which plays a role in critical thinking, problem solving, empathy, awareness. Every single one of those things is something that we all rely on. We rely on all of that. It says, however, during a traumatic event, the prefrontal cortex can shut down because of the stress hormones that are released. Every single one of those things, critical thinking, problem solving, empathy for other humans, and awareness, all plays a role in the truth community. And the reason that they're doing what they're doing to us right now is because they're purposefully causing trauma to us and causing parts of everyone's brain to completely shut down. And when you've had trauma over and over again, and you're not, honestly, even me, there's different parts of this right here that is starting to kind of shut down for me. And I hate it because it's a really scary feeling, especially when you're aware of it. And I'm not talking about my problem solving or anything like that. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm still able to critical think highly without any issue. But I am talking about for the rest of the world, how they're able to pull these things off. Now, I got to be careful what I say here because I'm going to talk about the towers of September in 2001. And it is really strange to me that so many so-called truth-speaking individuals still have no idea what even took place during that time period. And it really makes me just say, when is all of this going to go back to the way that it should go back to? Let me show. So for Universal Studios, they are only allowing vaccinated individuals to actually enter. So if you're not vaccinated, you can't enter Universal Studios. So all of these huge parks are saying pretty much, if you're not vaccinated, then you're not coming in. My question for people is, when is the truth community, not necessarily the community, but when is all of the patriots, like, when will anyone do anything? A lot of people are thinking that these marches and these things they're doing is making a difference. It's not doing anything. This is how everything is now. Everywhere I go, I almost got into a physical fight with someone yesterday because of this. Oh, you can't come in here if you're not vaccinated. You can't do this. I'm like, dude, if you are vaccinated, you should be leaving me alone. And this is the game that's going. And these people do anything they want to do. And what I'm wondering is, when exactly when is it that people are going to wake up to reality? This is going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. It's not going to change. This is the way this is going to be nonstop. Nonstop. And it's strange to me that so many people are unable to actually see this or feel anything. And they don't even realize that they're actually under a very serious attack. It doesn't matter what you type in, what you search for. It's such a ridiculous attack. What does it even matter to a certain degree? Like most conspiracy theories, Operation Lockstep is based on a small grain of truth. 2010, the Rockefeller Foundation funded a scenario planning an exercise that envisioned how hypothetical future events could impact the development of technology, shutting down all of our locations and our electric grid and all this other stuff. When is anyone going to understand reality? I'm going to sound a little bit like a dictator here in a few, and I'd like to hear what you guys got to say about it. But this is a legitimate attack. Legitimate. I mean, what event was it? 201? Lockstep. I don't really understand. I don't get it. This has been going on for an extremely long time, and yet people seem to not be able to see or something. And a lot of the so-called truthers, I'm just having such a big issue with these people. So I'm going to show you guys something. This is the video. I just got in a fight with a guy. Here's the video that got us in the fight.
Atmosphere, the V sign for victory being displayed in East Jerusalem today among jubilant Palestinians that the United States had been subject to this attack. What are we to make of that, Jennifer? Are we to, Yasser Arafat may issue this condemnation. Look at this. We're seeing people applauding, clapping, smiling, happy to know that thousands of Americans have died in this sneak attack. And there you see a V for victory sign held up to the camera. What are we to make of?
This is what I got into a fight over. This here. Palestinians. So now this place, Israel, doing whatever they want to do, and that justifies bombing children. It does. You sure about that? Then we go right back to the trauma right here. I should not be fighting with Americans over this situation right here. I should not still be fighting with Americans over this situation. You have had 20 years in order to figure all of this type of situations that happen here out. You've had over 20 years to figure this out. And then I go and I look over here at this truther who's been in the truth community for a very long time, Max Egan. He has been deleted and banned off of almost every platform. He is excellent. I have 100% respect for this guy. And he says that they made this event obvious. He's been telling the truth for so long that he's forgotten that the majority of America has no idea what actually took place in anything at all. And he's talking about obvious? This is not obvious. Under any circumstances, it's not. And I see people like this guy that I got into a fight with from Prepper Nation. This is what you see from him, 1776, and him just drinking coffee like he does. Of course, you're going to have the History Channel and all this other stuff popping up on his network. And he's talking about how censored he is. You know, he woke up one day and he had thousands of subscribers. Well, buddy, I got over 100 videos on here for over a year. And I have nowhere near that amount, even though I'm producing higher quality videos than you with more knowledge in them as well. But it doesn't really matter, does it? All of a sudden, that's what he says. It doesn't work that way. Someone shared his video or somebody actually decided to put him on, as far as I'm concerned, because it really doesn't work this way. I have been doing a lot of different things online, musically and other things for almost a decade and a half now. And I understand exactly how this online stuff works. And it doesn't work the way that he's saying. But in no way, shape, or form should I be still talking about this situation here. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they said. They said, yeah, it did happen because I seen it on TV. And everyone backed them up. All of the truthers are falling prey to this. I seen it on TV. What did Nixon say? Did he say all Americans, you won't believe it until you see it on TV? Like the moon landings, right? Right? Hey, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining. I hope you are well. So for some reason, and this is an extremely important topic, but all of these channels, and I've been looking through hundreds of channels, and they all are talking about, they know that things happen because they've seen it on TV. And then in the same breath, they're talking about TV's lying to them. And yet, in the next breath, they are arguing with me about this here. When I talked about Palestine. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I seen it. It was on TV. They were celebrating. Oh, were they?
People applauding, clapping, smiling, happy to know that thousands of Americans have died.
I hate saying this, especially on my network. I hate saying this because I try to give people hope for the future. But if the majority of people can't realize, what's actually going on, we're screwed. It is 2021. It's 2021. And I cannot believe that we are having this discussion again. I can't believe it. I thought there was a court case that just happened 2 years ago with the firefighters coming out saying that they wanted a reinvestigation. They were launching lawsuits, and it was because of different explosions that happened, and that they wanted to but who cares about that? Everybody's just ignoring that. You're ignoring that court case that just happened right here on YouTube. You can even find it just by searching it. Quick, simple search. So I'm not going to be on too much longer, but I do want to get this out and get this across. These are the big three: science, religion, and history. Those are the only things that actually matter in this world. That's it. Nothing else matters. And that's what people fail to see, is that these are the biggest three things. And I'm not knocking Max Egan, but what he says, I don't watch all of his videos. I love his videos. He's a really good truther. Okay. Huge following, 55,000 on BitChute, got taken off of every platform. Here's his problem though. He keeps mentioning, people are arguing over whether the earth is round or whether it's flat or whether we need to stop. No, buddy. No, we do not need to stop Mr. Max Egan. We do not need to stop. What people need to do is make sure they understand what that means when someone comes up and says that our earth is flat, and they have lied about that entire thing, and understand that it's not the shape of the earth that you're supposed to be concerned about. It is that it was intelligently designed, which debunks all of Darwinism. It debunks all of that Big Bang crap. It debunks all of the atheists. It debunks all of that negativity in the world. And if all of those people don't want to face reality, and this is where I said I'm going to sound like a dictator, it is not okay for anybody around here to think that they're on a spinning space ball. I'm sorry, but you are a danger. You are traumatizing your children and traumatizing everyone else. Remember what this does, what this trauma does, how it affects the mind. It affects the prefrontal cortex, which plays a role in critical thinking, problem solving, empathy, and awareness. So when you go under this trauma that you are not special, you're nothing, at any moment, an asteroid can fall on your house and slay you and your family. Okay. You're headed for nothing but black holes, and the earth is dying. When you hear all that, all of a sudden, that causes the trauma. I honestly felt hopeless when I was believing in all this nonsense. when I was believing in all this UFO nonsense. They are ramping every single thing up. And for some reason, I don't see the truth community actually stepping up to do anything at all. And it amazes me. Jackal says, I could listen to your voice. Thank you. Thank you. my voice gets my voice gets super annoying. I assure you. I've been told so. Oh, thank you. I really, really want to get it across to people because it's so important that it gets overlooked. You know, even by this guy who's been doing this since for over almost 15 years, he has been blowing the roof off of knowledge. And I don't believe he's ever looked into any kind of flat earth information. And that's why he's not understanding the whole point of it. It's not about, what shape the earth is. It's about understanding that we have a creator. So now I'm noticing that a lot of people are saying the creator a lot. They're just saying, because they don't want to say God. I've told people this already. And this is extremely important. Okay. God, a creator or ruler. This is a title. This isn't a name. This is a title. A superhuman being, like a superhero. A spirit worshipped as having power over nature. A deity. An adored or admired or influential person. We go from it being a weird kind of God, superhuman, superhero, Superman, to a spirit, a deity, to a person. This is the problem. These people are still sitting around here talking about God. No, God is a title. Yahweh. No. All these, Israel. This is the same place that we're talking about right now, Israel, bombing children. And then people are saying, oh, Yahweh is the real name. No, it's not. This is where me and a lot of other truthers bump heads because they've never debunked it. This is why I feel that Chris from Truth Unveiled 777, who is now deleted, okay, but you can find him on his .com website. And I'm re-uploading all of his videos, okay, because his info, I think, is just super important. He has already shown that this name does not mean what you think it means. All names, except in English, have a definition. So when people start talking about things like when you go over in Japan and then they give you a Japanese name, that name means light or flower or sunrise. Over here, your name is Billy. What the hell? What does Billy mean? What does Billy mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a stupid, pointless name. And I'm not saying anybody named Billy has a stupid name. I'm saying that the name has no meaning. Over in every other language, names have power and names have meaning. So when I say, okay, Yahweh's not the right name, it's because Yahweh does not mean anything. When I say Yahushua means may his name cry out, it's because what I'm saying is Yahuwah means salvation. And it's the only name apparently that means salvation. So all of the people that come over here and you're saying, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Wait. If you're talking about Yahweh, that name does not mean salvation. You understand? You're talking about some kind of Zionist name that I'm not going to be talking about here as far as I'm concerned. When you talk about Yeshua, I'm not going to listen to that name and I'm not going to tolerate that name here because that name means may his name be destroyed. That name by definition means may his name be blotted out. How are you going to say that you worship Yeshu, which means may his name be destroyed? They're trying to destroy the name. No other truther in the world so far has debunked this. If anyone wants to step up to the plate and show me how Yahuwah does not mean salvation by going back and showing me, I mean, you literally have to debunk the entire Hebrew, ancient Paleo-Hebrew language. You have to go back and do that. And I'm not talking about the Hebrew that's spoken today, bear in mind. And I'm also not talking about anything that is post. Okay? Post Babylonian captivity. I'm talking about pre-Babylonian captivity before all of that. See, people don't understand how far back I'm actually talking about. That's where you get these names. Jesus, Jehovah, Yahweh. You notice the two names you don't see on here? What are they? Yahuwah and Yahusha. Because they're not going to show you these names on the front. That ain't going to happen. They ain't going to show you the real names that are written. This is why, you see this name backwards is dog. Okay? This is, and also, dog, let me explain something to you real quick. In the fake protocols, in the book that I talked about in my last stream, it says that if you eat with a non-star person, it's the same as eating with a dog. It says that if you steal from someone who is a non-star person, you don't have to return it. If you kill someone who is a non-star person, you cannot be prosecuted. Do you understand how radical that is? That's why I tell people, all right, good job, homie. You just got banned. Please tune in next time. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about, is when you have individuals like that coming in and believing the nonsense like they always do, it creates a very strange atmosphere to be around, and it gives rise to other evilness, to take over in the world. That's actually what it does. That's why I say it's not all right for people to run around and traumatize people with nonsense about spinning through the earth, spinning on the earth and stuff through space at unbelievable speeds and stuff. It's all trauma. And it traumatizes you because it makes you feel like you're insignificant and nobody, just like the little troll I had to ban here. But he really is an insignificant nobody. You see what I'm saying? So he wants to portray that on other people. You see what I mean? And that's how that works. He wants to portray his pain on you. And those people are the people who want to hurt your children. Those are the dangerous individuals that we have here. Hey, Luke Erickson. How's it going? Hope all is well, my friend. So this is why you have to cut all of the trauma out completely. All of the trauma has to be cut out. It has to be. Just like the globe being Photoshopped. So this is the issue with the religion part of the whole thing, is that people just fail to understand this. When someone comes up to you on the earth and they say, okay, can you show me water spinning on the outside of a ball? Show it to me. If you can't show it, you really have to shut up. Now, I hate to just be blunt about it, but you got to shut up before you get slapped. You really have to shut up. You can't sit here and when someone shows you something that you can't debunk yourself and then just say, oh, well, that can't be true because someone would have already shown it. I can't find the experiment where they did it, but I'm sure it's happening. No. It's the same as Tartaria. If they had all this technology and everything was a lot better years ago, I don't understand why they allowed this evil cabal to destroy it all. Some really serious questions that nobody is posing. So that's my issue, though, in a nutshell, with Max Egan, because he's extremely good, like I said, but he misunderstands that sometimes when you're talking to people, you can't just go and say, oh, well, they lied about Vietnam. I wasn't born during Vietnam. I have no idea. I wasn't born then. Most people weren't, they weren't born during, September 11th. So you talk about that and they're just like, whatever, it's all good. Who cares? They can't connect with it. So you have to talk about World War I, the lies, World War II, Vietnam, continuously. You have to bring up all these lies. 1776, okay? 1492, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? All right. Jacqueline says, I asked one time if you took a plane straight up north all the way around, only going north, how long would it take to return to the takeoff point? What I got was crazy. Yeah, no, because they can. They physically can't. They really can't. And it's almost painful to watch people do this, especially in this time period. It's really strange to watch people now because it's almost like they want to. it's like Stockholm syndrome. It's like they develop a love for their traumatizing individual. It's actually putting them through all this, their abuser. I tell people all the time, satanic ritual abuse, the trauma-based mind control. I mean, could you imagine being a child and being stuffed into a barrel of snakes and spiders and being left there for a few days at a time, having to eat your food in there too? I mean, just imagine it. You have no idea what these people are actually doing over in these other countries and their own, millions and millions of dollars that they can just afford to have as much property out in the middle of nowhere, wherever they want. Okay. Able to make people like me disappear like nothing. What do you think that they're actually doing to some of these children, to even some of the teenagers? Could you imagine that happening to you? I don't think I would even wish that on some of the trolls that come in here trying to, destroy the world, because it's just so evil and it's so wicked that you know what I mean? Oh no. Right. That's the way they want to, but like I said, it's never, the earth has never even been, not circumnavigated, navigated from north to south, because you just can't. And just the fact that they, the couple generations ahead of us, our forefathers and stuff like that, they allowed these people to shut down the earth. Who was not tuning in during that time period when Admiral Richard Byrd came on there and said, hey, yeah, this is America right now, and you got a spot big as America no one's ever seen before. And just like, when I do these history, flat earth history, government history readings, where you actually see on there that they said, oh yeah, this place needs to be explored. This place needs to be, and what, nobody explored it. Nobody really tried. They those people get paid off half of the time. Either that or they just do, a disservice to America and the world, humanity. It's a disservice. It's evil. This latest live stream here with Rafael Fernandez, he just mentioned some stuff in here that triggered me, which is why I decided not to do a flat earth show today, and why I just wanted to do something like this, because he says something about, we're all going to die at the end of the day, and I'm just trying to live. No. Like I've said already, quantum mechanics proves that there's a creator, number one. Regardless, even if Earth was a spinning ball, it still proves that there is a designer of that spinning ball. No matter what, there's no getting around it. It proves that light does not travel the way that we've been told. Okay? It proves that it is omniscient. It proves that knowledge has a direct, knowing has a direct effect on reality. It proves it without, when you know something, it changes. That's proven. And you could prove it to yourself as well. You can do the experiment at your house. Okay? So I know for a fact now, with enough research, that our actions here have reaction. Every action has a reaction. We have consequences of the life that we live here. It's not if we're going to live and, at the end of the day, for all we know, and I'm just speaking out on a limb here, we could end up passing on and then being reborn into this world without any other knowledge. So when we've spent our lives here gaining this knowledge that we need, okay, in order to change the world and make the world a better place, say we continuously are reborn into this plane of existence. Do you want to be born into slavery? That's the way I like to look at it for anybody who's, that way it just takes away religion and just gives people, because the thing is that I don't pretend to, let's tell people how the moon works. Let's tell people how the sun works. Let's talk about how Earth works. I don't want to do that. I only want to show you the measurements of Earth, and I want to show you the impossibilities of the globe. I don't want you looking up in the sky, worrying about so-called ether, space, or whatever it is that people want to call it. I don't want people looking toward the stars, because you're looking at something that's out of your reach, that you will never be able to verify for yourself, and always can be used to confuse you. And I like to keep people grounded on Earth in reality. I don't like talking about the moon. I don't like talking about the sun. I understand how the fake flat Earth model and the fake globe model explains, because we don't live on a model. And that's why I love Nathan Oakley so much, because he explains that we don't live on a model. If I ask you, Do you want a model car or do you want a real car? Which one are you going to take? Are you going to take the model car? Hey, Thomas. Max Egan, he's an awesome person. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. You know, I would love to have a conversation with him personally. I love to just listen to him talk. He's extremely smart. He's very smart. He just doesn't know anything about the flat earth. And I'm just upset with that because, you know, but he is a very intelligent individual. He knows almost everything else. So there's that. But like I said, flat earth is just one of those things. He's from the Crow House. He was banned on here completely and had his whole channel deleted and, you know, had a lot of stuff taken off. So, hey, Ocean Cat. Oh, thank you for the comment, by the way. I did check out the channel. I don't think I sound like him. That's funny, though. And thank you anyway. But yeah, this dude is extremely important. If you guys don't know Max Egan, go on BitChute and the Crow House, and you will love this guy. He's awesome. He's really good. He's spot on. The only thing I don't agree with him on is the AI. I have recently seen a lot of artificial intelligence being debunked. I've seen a lot of people explain that artificial intelligence isn't really what we think it is, meaning that a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, computers or robots are going to take over the world. It's not like that. Humans are controlling these computers. What you're operating on is a device. You control that device. Okay. A sentient type of awareness. See, it's like I said, a lot of truthers are just falling for this. I've seen another one come in and this was I forgot her name, Red Pill, and she's talking about the floating cities. If you guys you know about that, the floating cities over in you already know how I feel about China, but they're talking about these floating cities in China. And she got angry with me. I told her off, dude. I like I said, I flip out on people. I do. I flip out on people because we are past the point of no return. Like I started this stream off with, if you're not vaccinated, you cannot go to Universal Studios. So where are all the so-called patriots? Where's this civil war? Where's this whatever that's going to happen or supposedly going to happen? Where's it at? Because pretty soon you are not going to be allowed to do anything, and you are going to be forced at that point. So, but back to what I was saying. These floating cities and stuff. And she's like, yeah, we seen people in them and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look, dude, first off, Earth is flat. So if they got this holographic technology and all this stuff, and we are talking about China, but she's talking about they can see people in them. Not this. This is some fake stuff. You guys have seen the videos. This is the stuff that they're showing on the news. This is my problem, is that people are still talking about the news. Stop talking about the news. If the news comes out tomorrow and says there's an asteroid about to hit Earth, why are people still believing in that? Why? It makes no sense. But my reason she got angry, and the reason I got angry, is because she said that there's a glitch in the Matrix. Okay, first off, let's stop talking about simulation theory. We are living in reality. Elon Musk talks about simulation theory. Elon Musk says we're in a simulation. And Elon Musk said we also went to the moon. You see, this is why I feel that I'm well above the relative field of a lot of people's understanding. Because people should put this stuff together. But it seems like I'm one of the only people that put this together. It's like, yeah, we're going to use Elon Musk as a reference. First thing these people do, like Prepper Nation and all these people out here, they're like, yeah, well, I seen it on TV this here.
Yasser Arafat may issue this condemnation. Look at this. We're seeing people applauding, clapping, smiling, happy to know that thousands of Americans have died.
Yeah, it is. You're wrong about this, Amish. You're wrong about this. You're wrong about this because I've seen it on TV. No. We went to the moon because I've seen it on TV. No. We got satellites because I've seen them up in the ISS on TV. No. We definitely landed on Mars because I've seen the helicopter on TV. I seen it on TV. You're wrong. I know that Palestine, I know they are because I seen it on TV. They were happy. I seen them dancing. So he got mad because I said, well, what if, right? something explodes over in Russia, and I take a picture of you or a video of you dancing, right? And then I say, look, John, you're dancing. Happy that a bomb just went off in Russia. And then all of a sudden they bomb your children. How are you going to feel? Did you do that? Jacqueline says, if you claim being a slave, you will be. Not in the so-called black race, but all persons. Exactly. And believe it or not, Jacqueline, there's a lot of people who still claim that there is no slavery. We are all still slaves. We are all wasting our lives right now going to a job, having to work every day for paper. And people claim that there's no slaves. We have always been enslaved, probably for hundreds and hundreds of years. We've been nothing but enslaved, probably even during Tartarian Empire. And that could have been the biggest empire. And the reason that they are destroyed, or rather covering that empire up, is because that empire could have been so corrupt, for that matter, and so controlled even. You never know. So they want to hide what actually happened there when they controlled us back then, when there could have been an uprising. It can go either way. It could have been the most free, and then they took it over. Or it could have been the most controlled, and we broke it down. And now we burned it. Who knows? Who knows? See, that's the problem with that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Luke said, we don't need to be plugged in. A machine does. You can always pull the plug. Exactly. You can always pull the plug. So you're going to see a lot of truthers start coming out and talking nonsense. AI is just going to set off all the nuclear bombs all over the earth, and then they're all going to blow us up and we're all going to die. No, it's more like they're going to set our own military to firebomb. Let me say again real quick to everybody listening, I'm not doing this stream here to create any kind of like stress on people or anything. This is just an awareness. Well, like I said, when I studied UFOs and I studied all this stuff, and I, you know, I was hooked on Stephen Greer, and you know, when I discovered of like all the lies, there is a despair that comes with discovering all of this stuff. But I'm not here to cause any despair. What it is that the knowledge is supposed to empower you. You are going to feel heavy knowing that there's people out here who still are, you know, this here, blaming, you know, the same place of children getting, you know, killed. And knowing that right now they could do something in another country and blame you. Okay. So I know there's a lot of despair that comes with that. But there's also a lot of knowledge and a lot of power. There's a lot of power that comes from that. And that power that you have is what guides you. Because when you know that an asteroid ain't going to hit your city, it's going to be something else. You know the capabilities of it, and you know where most likely it's going to hit. You know how to get away. You know how to maneuver yourself because you understand that an asteroid isn't real. So you know how to avoid that from happening to you. So knowing that asteroids aren't real, it's not supposed to scare you. It's supposed to empower you. You know what I'm saying? It's really supposed to empower you. Yep. Jacqueline says they take our sweat money to screw us over. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's nonsense. They you know, so let me tell you the plan. The reason I wanted to say this is because I agree with Max Egan here. He mentioned that what's going to happen is he thinks there's going to be an attack on the grid and they're going to take down the grid. And if they do take down the grid, I have no idea. You know, I have no clue how that's going to happen. I don't know what they're going to change. I have no idea. They could honestly change anything. And I have no clue on how to defend against some stuff like that. You know, when they take down all of the internet and you can't communicate with anybody, I don't know if they're going to send military around. I don't know if there's going to be another force that they have going around, you know, similar to like what the Red Army was doing. And I hear him also over there. That's what triggered me, by the way. He was celebrating the Red Army. Listen, I'll say it again. I'll say it as many times as I have to. The Red Army raped and murdered little children, sometimes 30 times each. If you would like to, after the stream, then go and look up the pictures and look up all of the destruction and the death for yourself. Is that going to cause more trauma to you? Yeah, it will. Is it necessary for you to understand? Sometimes it is. So Am I overreacting because I flipped out on somebody who was actually praising the Red Army? No, I did not. You do anything that horrible to these children, and watching these pictures from World War II is just, oh, it's disgusting. I'm not tolerating that. You're not going to celebrate the Red Army here. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Just those pictures alone was enough for me to hate Russia. But I'm not racist. I understand that that was a different time, and I understand the people who were responsible for that as well. And I still blame them. It's just hard. It's hard sometimes to not hate, that, Russia and all the people in Russia should hate what the Red Army did. And they should be the ones standing up, fighting back against it. Okay? I have to identify as African American. However, I'm not Jewish. And therefore, if I was Jewish, just like there's a lot of Jewish individuals standing up right now for Palestine. Why is that? You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's why these three things are extremely important, is understanding religion, understanding history, and understanding science. When you understand real science, no one can fool you with anything. You can't be fooled anymore. You can't. You just can't. Because all you have to do is say, so let's go through the scientific method, observe a natural phenomenon. All of a sudden, you'll realize that what you're working on is man-made, and it's not a natural phenomenon. Therefore, you know that what you're looking at is not science. Therefore, you don't have to really deal with it if somebody's calling it science. End of story. You understand religion, the belief in or worship of a superhuman. I don't worship any superhumans. That's the reason that people have gotten over to Jesus, and they're saying that Jesus is their God. We are truly screwed, unfortunately. Entire race of individuals. And I don't mean race, I mean human race. The majority still think this. Krishna, Jesus, ISIS, this, that, this. I'm so done with it. I'm just done with it. I'm done. I'll be honest with you guys. It's enough. The 1611 King James Version Bible with no letter J was enough for me to realize that these people are altering. Do not alter what you give me. Do not alter it. If I want a car, and I want a car with a huge engine in it, all muscle, American, or the old America, whatever that was, years ago when you could have that and you wouldn't kill the earth when you drive or use hairspray to kill the earth. That car, when you put an electronic motor in it and then send it to me, you have altered it. That's not what that is. I don't want that. That was enough for me. Why isn't that enough for other people? What was enough for me to do further research into Vietnam? The NSA saying that it never happened. Oh, really? Let me check for myself. That's where my brain went. My brain didn't go to, oh, you crazy conspiracy theorists, get out of here. It didn't go there. It never did. That's why I don't have any patience for people that are so arrogant that they don't even listen to one word that anyone has to say. I don't have patience for that because I was never, ever that arrogant. Even back when I was studying a lot of UFOs. Like I said, I got frustrated with like Eddie Bravo, and I was like, dude, come on, you guys have to be quiet. I'm trying to listen to all this stuff going on and all this, I stop talking about that right now. I'm trying to figure out what's happening in religion or in politics. And I'm trying to, you're confusing the issue. Okay, but whatever, Earth's flat, cool. Is that what you want to hear? Go away. And he kept pushing it, and until I decided to look into it. And then when I did realize that, I realized even further beyond that. That's what's really important, is understanding that your movement is restricted. That is the ceiling factor. I don't need any proof of it. Just tell me I'm not allowed to go somewhere on Earth. That sounds like a problem there. The majority of people on Earth have no idea about the Antarctic Treaty. So science and religion, the history thing, and the Tartaria. Real big issue. I have no idea, but I sent this to a few people. You understand? I sent this to the same guy that I had a fight with, and I said, can you please just check out John Levi? because you're a history dude. You're a history buff. You're a history buff. And I guarantee you, he either didn't even watch one video or he instantly turned it off because it broke his reality. It shattered his dream and he wasn't going to have any part of it. Oh, what do you mean this country wasn't founded in 1776? What do you mean? No, son. It's because that's how he talks. Our forefathers here fought for America. No, they didn't. They were all Freemasons. And if anything, they brought all of us here as slaves. And I'm talking about everyone, black people, white people, whoever, as orphans, having no idea where we are, what we're doing. Somebody looks at this map and you see Grand Tartaria here, and you think that this isn't a big deal. You think that it's okay to change these things, to alter or to hide these things. This should be enough. When will it be enough for people? That's my question. So we can't go to places here in America now unless we've been vaccinated. I truly am starting to really lose the passion in humanity, because all these people, they're not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. And that's why I said I'm not here bashing Max Egan. This dude is a legend, okay? He understands that walking around in the street with signs is not going to help. Doing this ain't going to help. He understands that. What he's explaining is that the government has failed us. Luke says, the Scandinavian people have a saying that a God helps those who help themselves. The only savior is yourself. I agree. Only you can find your own salvation by seeking the truth. Like I said, and people hate this. I don't want you guys to get upset when I say this because I trigger people with this. But if you're allowed to just harm, murder, rape, do anything that you want to do, believe whatever you want, believe in nonsensical buffoonery, have all the information at your fingertips, and refuse to even do any research, and then bash people like me who actually does, and then you're still allowed to get in the so-called promised land of heaven, guess what? I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I'd rather burn than be there with you. You're a plague upon humanity, and you'll be a plague in the eternity as well. I don't want to be there, and I feel bad saying that because I just there's a spirit that I feel in general within me, and it's decency. It's a level of understanding. No matter how much you hate something or you don't want to hear something or you don't like something, there has to be a point in time where you at least hear out what someone has to say. When I was trying to explain this to my parents, I gave them a call and they weren't listening. And I gave them the analogy. I said, the way that you guys are acting right now is the same as if I told you that someone in my school wants to stab me. Back when I was a kid, if I were to come home and say, somebody said they're going to bring a knife and stab me in school and I'm scared to go back. And that would be the same thing as you hearing me say that. And then you just saying, oh, shut up. You being a crazy conspiracy theorist. Ain't nobody going to hurt you. Next day I get stabbed. They said, no, it ain't like that. Yeah, it is like that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm offering to show you information that you can't debunk. And yet you're still talking nonsense like you know anything. If you can't debunk these maps, shut up. Recently, I also wanted to say this real quick in the stream. You guys definitely should check out Autodidactic's latest. He was showing that these maps that we've been looking at are in a whole different age. They're in a whole different age. Some of the ages are completely different. So after I seen that, I kind of almost threw my cell phone because I was really angry. I was really, really angry. So hopefully you guys understand the significance of what that means. So maps that said that they're in the same time period are in different ages. I hope you understand what that actually means. Because that's what made me just say, you know what? I think it's time to let Tartaria go. I think it's time to let Tartaria go. Because if you understand the significance of that and what that means, he was also showing, if you guys get a chance, check it out. He's also showing, and so is John Levi, they are photoshopping all the pictures. They're photoshopping the sky out, and they're cutting off stuff. They're also photoshopping the pictures themselves, and they're adding construction stuff to the pictures. So you might think you're looking at a picture from the 1800s. Probably not. I think that we have a limited window. I think we have a limited window. Also, I want to know if you guys were liking my my electric therapy playlist. If you guys are liking the guitar in there or whatever. I almost felt like I should just stop making videos in there because I'm trying to alert people to some new information. There's some stuff going on, and I feel like if that's kind of distracting or kind of not enjoyable to a lot of people, then I might be better off just doing some live streams and stuff, but you guys can let me know. But yeah, that's mainly what I wanted to say. There's a lot of distractions going on, and I think people are just misunderstanding a lot of stuff. Like I said, this whole Tartarian thing, whether it's mud flood, cover up, all this stuff like this, people are saying that this was a human, a giant. Listen, there's a lot of unanswered questions as to why this individual is sitting up, as to why there's a lot of questions. What kind of force could have caused this? I don't think that we can make that jump. Okay, I'm not trying to gatekeep anybody, but I'm also not trying to waste anybody's time. Okay. Does this look like a real human? Yeah, 100%. Does it look like his leg was damaged? I don't know what this is. I don't know what kind of technology could have caused this. I don't know, but you can't have a huge dying body laying on the top of the earth, rotting. You can't have all that. You can't have all that. I mean, in general, this dude would be laying down. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He'd be laying down if he was. I mean, you ever seen a person die standing up or kneeling down, posing almost? I don't know. I know they have technology then to make these beautiful sculptures and that they look lifelike. So who's to say that this is not another sculpture? So that's where the PSYOP comes in with the mud flood, Tartarian stuff. Too many rabbit holes are being opened. And that's why I say a lot of people, hey, Thomas, thank you. A lot of people need to just focus on the big three: science, history, religion. No Jesus stuff, no Jehovah stuff, no Yahweh stuff. None of this. None of that. No person stuff. It's just too much. It's too much going on. Follow the scientific method. That's it. My God, these science definitions are so terrible. It is the study of the natural and physical world through experimentation and observation. Both. And you can't have science without an experiment. And a scientific experiment has to meet the required criteria and has to follow the scientific method. All else, it is not science. And we're not going to listen to it if someone is claiming that it's science. However, you can do experiments that are not scientific experiments, and you can't claim it as science either. When people truly understand that, all the Earth globe crap goes away. All of the nonsense goes away. It goes away. It shocked me, though, that people still have no idea about this Palestine. Yeah, this happened, Amish. I've seen it on the TV. We are so screwed because people are still sitting around here talking about the nonsense of TV. People can't get it. They can't get it. That's how strong this programming is. So I know you guys here understand what I'm saying. They don't. They say, you guys need to turn off your stupid television. That was what he said in his video. And in the same video I commented under, he said, I seen it on TV. Palestine was applauding and celebrating. He said, I seen it on TV. And then right before he said that, he said, you guys need to turn off your TV. That is the amount of power that they have over top of your mind. No, I know that your God's not real because I go to church every day. So I know your God isn't real. I go to church every day. That's how I know. Statue of Ymir, the primal giant born of fire and ice. Statue of Ymir. Is that what that was? Oh, it's with a Y. Ymir. Is it the real one? Is there a real one? I'm not familiar with this. That's interesting though. And I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar. Yeah, I've seen some legendary sculptures, and that's what's made me come to the understanding that I don't know whether they were poured. I don't know what kind of stuff they were using on. Apparently, there's something called a fasces that a lot of people, including George Washington, is seen with, and I don't know how to. Oh, okay, all right. That's the statue of Ymir. Okay, I got you. Okay, the one that I showed. Okay. I don't know how to spell this either. Frost giant. Yeah, Norse myth. I don't know how to. I can't find this. I don't know how it's spelled. It's a fasces. I can't find it. But it's pictured everywhere. I can't find it though. This here. I got you. Yeah, it's just, and even the Norse. I've studied Norse mythology and things like that, and that's another thing. That's why they're bringing a lot of this stuff back. Like Odin and the river of Myrmir, and the Gungnir, his Triton thing. What else? Off the top of my head, like Zeus and the rest of them, and stuff. But the thing is that all of those go back to paganism. They all just go back to paganism. And that's what you hear a lot of people talking about. I hear a lot of people, like a lot of truthers. When I say people, I mean truthers that are supposed to be spreading good info. They're talking about a lot of strange things where they're like, and they're introducing mythology into and past civilizations. And I'm like, hold on. We can't even go past the 1900s. We have no idea how any of this stuff even got here. Like all this stuff, we can't even go back. And all of a sudden I see truthers talking about stuff that supposedly happened 100 years ago, or not 100, thousands of years ago. And I'm like, wait. I was having a conversation with one of my parents the other day. And the first thing he did, he's like, well, look, 2,000 years ago. And I had to shut him up. I was like, I'm done. I'm not listening to that. What do you mean 2,000 years ago? No. We don't do that here. You don't skip that here. And you don't talk about the Sumerian tablets. Sumerian tablets are talking about space. Sumerian tablets are compromise. Sumerian tablets are talking about a whole bunch of nonsense that I'm not gonna listen to any of that. Said Thomas says, have you heard of the Bach saga? Search Bach saga welcome, or the Bach saga welcome to Atlantis. Finnish saga? Is it Bach or is it Finnish? No, I'm not. I know Eric Dubé has done a lot of work on yeah, that's it. The fasces. That's it. Some of this stuff. Welcome to hell. Okay. I gotta look into this. I'm not too familiar with that. I'll go back over the stream. I'll look into that. Let me see if FASCES. Is that it? Yeah, this is it right here. So a lot of people think that this was some kind of a sound device that they used years ago, some kind of mouthpiece or something. Like you couldn't really fight with it. Hey, Cheryl Williams, how are you? Bach is the last name of the person, family. Oh, okay. Finland. Okay. Yeah, I gotta look into that. Is that like a family mythology? That's interesting. Or is that like an actual family? There was something else with that. The Boyd clan is also something that I don't see here anywhere. No one is talking about the Boyd clan. And the Boyd clan is one of the most, I'm doing pretty good, Cheryl. It's one of the most important things. And I've been looking for research on it for a very long time, and I can't seem to find it. But yeah, these, I don't know what these were. But you right here, George Washington. I don't know what this is, but I know he didn't carry this around. I know he didn't carry this around. I know he wasn't hitting people on top of the head with it. Yeah, there's a whole new old Odin cult on YouTube who think he's Jesus. Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? Isn't it enough to make you see? There's places for people like that. After they get a good choking, there's padded rooms, and then and then they get to reflect on their actions. If you ask me, it's an actual family. Bach died around 2010, the last member. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna look that up, but I'll show you guys real quick because this is why this is so important. Real quick before I forget. Here is the Boyd clan. So take a look at those. Take a look at that finger. Those fingers there. And also, and hardly anyone online knows anything about this. See that? You see that, right? Check this out. Two fingers up. Two fingers up. All of the depictions of Jesus has the two fingers up. See this? That Boyd clan was mentioned on it's extremely important. And for some reason, I can't find anybody that knows any information on the Boyd clan. And it's just so difficult for me to really get to the bottom of it. I've looked into it and I got some info, but oh yeah, Ken. Yeah, it's something. I have no idea. And just from seeing, this statue with George Washington holding this, I don't know what this does. I don't know if this is a reset device or whatever. I have no clue. But why is it that we don't know? Why is what I want to know. It's like this is what is being allowed to be done over and over again. This type of stuff. I think I'm really going to look into this to see if I really can find out what this is, because there's a couple servers that I'm able to. I might even get on the dark side, which also is one part of the same. It's still ran by the same people that control everything. But I think I'm going to get on the dark side and actually see if I can get information about this. And I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night. And see if I can actually get information on it, because I haven't looked it up myself. But I just came in. But have you seen Ether by Marcia Ramalho? It's the best thing I've ever seen. Free energy. I haven't seen that, but I know about that. The free energy from the atmosphere. See, I'm a little bit iffy when it comes to ether, because the thing is that that's another thing that's replacing space. So what I want everyone to do first, I want space to be killed. I want to destroy space. I want it completely eradicated from the earth. I want all space-related things eradicated and burned and cleansed. Cleanse them with fire. We must, okay? Everything space-related. And then be able to, introduce ether in a different way. But what I've seen people do is they go, oh, okay, yes, right. You don't believe in space, so here's ether. And all of a sudden they replace it. And it doesn't get the message across properly to them that they can't have gas pressure without a container. So that's the big thing. But I definitely want to check that out. I definitely want to check that out. Marcia Ramalho. Okay. Yeah, I've actually done some experiments too, by the way, Cheryl. I have experiments. I got to get a camera. I got to get a camera that hooks directly to my computer and I can like live stream with. And I'm kind of old school and I don't know. I got to figure out how that works. Like, I mean, I don't know. I got 10 years ago is really when I was like in college and stuff. So I gotta see how that works and the new technology that they're using with that. And I've done some free energy experiments. The government-run police in many countries have the fascist axe symbol. Yeah. And official logos. In my country, I have 2 axes. Huh. That's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, it's some kind of power. It's some kind of power. I don't know. See, these people are also symbolic, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, I don't know. And the size of this, when you actually look at it, the size of it is also another thing that alludes to it being some kind of, I don't know what this is. I don't know. You know, it almost looks like a turret off of a machine gun, but it's just, that's no. I don't know. I don't know. It really upsets me and it bothers me. It bothers me because I don't think it's a symbol. And everybody who's looked into this fascist knows that it's not a symbol. It's not a symbol. It's some kind of display of power. And the fact that they have this and it's hidden from us. I don't know. I don't know about that. I want to know about that. Even if I have to create some kind of a design, you know what I mean? I'm going to really, I'm going to dive into that. I think I'm really going to try and completely blow the roof off of that if I can. I heard it's really covered up. This is different than you're thinking. She is absolutely not about space. She does introduce it like you're saying. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll check it out. Yeah, there is energy, atmospheric energy. So I do want to make sure everybody understands that I'm not bashing it. There is atmospheric energy. So you can get energy from the ether. If you're talking about the ether, like I'm talking about, I think, what's his name? David Weiss was actually talking about it recently, where you actually get voltages the higher up you go into the atmosphere. So you can get energy from the atmosphere, 100%. It's just the way that people are trying to discuss the ether. They're trying to discuss it as a replacement for space. So the big space debate is what they're trying to say is they have an inner tube in a room and there's a hole in your tire, but the pressure in your tire stays in your tire with a big hole in it. That's impossible. So all of our air would be sucked into space. That's just the way it works. It fills the available volume. So when people confuse the air around us with space, all of a sudden you get that big misconception. So I'm not saying that you can't get energy from the air. I've done experiments from it. So that's fascinated me. So I actually got, what do you call it? Like magnetic moving and different things like that, wire wrapped around magnets and stuff, and rotating. And I've done a lot of different experiments and stuff. Hutchinson, if you guys are familiar with Hutchinson, he does a lot of experiments for like levitation. If you look him up on YouTube, his name's Hutchinson, and he actually shows you getting energy from rocks. He compiles rocks and creates an electric charge from rocks that lasts almost forever. I mean, it's amazing. Ken says, the fascist reminds me of Battlefield Earth, where the Cyclones left and thought the man animals being able to use their weapons. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know what that is. Honestly, any sane individual who looks at this and says, I know exactly what this is, they deserve a good choking. You got to have a choking for those guys. That's what I'm saying. You got to remember, we're on an earth with an entire human race of very mentally sick people. They're all mentally sick. They're all mentally sick. Every single one of them. Enough of them are that I can say they all are. I'm not from that school of thinking where it's like, well, not everybody is this and not everybody is that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No. Enough are. I can honestly say that everybody wears masks. I know you guys don't. I'm not saying you do. I see enough people to where it's like I can say everybody does. I see these huge marches going on around the world, and I can still say everyone wears masks. Because they do. That's the whole purpose of these marches in the first place. It's because so many people are wearing them, that it's become a huge problem. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. I'm definitely going to check that out. I'm definitely going to check that out. That's interesting. I hope I got that right. Wouldn't be a Hollywood movie if that fascist under Washington armpit is if that fascist under Washington's armpit is the real thing. Cause where did they all where did I have no idea. I don't know where they are. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But that's a big cover up. I think this is more important than Tartaria. If I'm able to actually figure out what these are through the use of the dark web and everything else, I don't care where I have to go to figure this out. I want to know what these are. And if there's any document alluding to any of these, I'm going to find out all the names of this and how to say this in every single language. And I'm going to do different searches and different databases all around, see if I can figure this out, because it's extremely important. And I think it's caused a lot of people to, become a little bit like they do a search, they can't find it, and they get frustrated. But this is something that's extremely important. This is the only clue that we have that we can probably verify and say that these things are real and that we need to look into them. But there's more than enough evidence to this. As far as the mud flood and a lot of other things, some people think that happened because of this. So one way or another, you still have to find out what this is. This is the key to finding out everything right in front of our faces. And no one knows what it is. Yeah, she goes beyond anything else I've ever seen. Elevation and time travel. The time thing, I'm not 100% sure. I'll look into that. The time thing with me, and this isn't to knock you or anybody, Cheryl. So while I got you guys on here, I like to make sure I can explain some of this stuff. I also don't know what to think about this stuff. This stuff is, this floating city. I got really upset with Heather. I think her name's Heather from Red Pill. I've been talking with her for a while. And I got a little bit upset with her. I'm just like, dude, you can't say that this is some, here's why. Look. So here's my little bit of issue with this. And I like to make sure everybody understands this. So time is a concept. Let me explain though. So time, a point of time is measured in hours or minutes, which are all man-made creations. So basically the sky and the earth moves like a clock. So they created a time and clock in order to measure your day. So back when we were, before all of this takeover happened, we all lived our lives the way we wanted to live our lives, and we were free. No human on earth at a time would just look around and say, okay, I got how many years left to live? How many years left to die? How many hours do I have to put in at work? We measured by sun up to sundown, and that's all that mattered. Age didn't matter. So when people kind of, introduced this, time was something that was introduced to us in order to become a slave system introduced, where it's like 1/3 of your life existence, you have to work. So also, Einstein utilized time and he created space-time. So the space-time, similar to ether, but the space-time is what he used in order to create gravity. So with Isaac Newton and all that stuff, Newtonian gravity, Einsteinian gravity was born through space-time, saying that it's causing a bending in space-time, which causes a gravity effect. So gravity is an effect, according to the theory of relativity. So the thing is that concepts are all just man-made. So I'm just trying to get people to understand the truth of it. Unit of time, second, defined in physics by the Cesium. Is that how you say that? Atom? It's 100% arbitrary. Fascist, or however I say it. Yep, ether. You'll see times. Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure everybody understood. But I do understand. I understand the concept. I'm not pretending to know everything. There's a couple things I just don't like. And that's just like Mandela effect and stuff. I don't want people thinking that their reality can be changed or altered. I don't want them thinking that humans can do that. So that's what people like Brian Savely and them are trying to get you guys and everyone else to believe, that they can alter your reality. That Fruit Loops used to be spelled a different way in a different space-time. And all of a sudden I'm just like, dude, well, we're screwed. Maybe if we can jump timelines to where COVID didn't exist in a new timeline, then maybe we'll be okay. Anybody want to help me build a time machine? It's just like, dude, all that does is put fear into people's minds, knowing that one day their son and daughter may not even ever even exist. They may not have ever been there. They might have been inside of your head the whole time. And then I say that to him and he goes, oh, shut up, dude. You know what I mean? That is what you mean. Same as when Richie from Boston says that same thing. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If that ever happens, I'll be yeah, no, I know. I think, and I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way. I think I figured out the most important 3 things. That's why I named this the Big 3. And I feel like these are the most important things, is understanding history, understanding, we need to know who we are, where we came from, where we are, why we can't go past certain areas on Earth. Okay, what this fascist is, what all of these things are. You know what I mean? So all of it is, it could be 100%. Hey, Wild Man, hope everything is going well with you. But those are important questions, because I think all of us on Earth right now, if you want to know what truly happens with your life and when you transition from this life to another existence, these people know, this cabal knows where we are from and where we are, the history. You know what I mean? When you see these pyramids that are all stacked up and all aligned with the stars, they understand the stars. They understood a lot of things on Earth here. So when people sit around and say, oh, well, nobody knows what happens to you after this and nobody knows where. No. Yes. The secrets of the absolute are known, but only made privy to a few people. You see what I'm saying? So Richie from Boston, I quit him, fear porn. Yeah, he does push a lot of, I like him because I do like him, but like I said, he's still one of the ones that still keeps pushing Yahushua, and he's not pushing the proper names. And I just got a problem with people using fake names. I don't want people coming up here calling me, a whole different name. It's like, what the name is, who I am. Someone refers to me and they say, hey, Will, they're talking about me. You can't call me, Jerry. I'm not going to respond to Jerry. I'm not. I don't know your heart. For all I know, you could be doing a whole bunch of terrible things to children in your off time. So I don't know your nature. I don't know your heart. So speaking the proper names to me is extremely important. It's extremely important. Hey, Cryptic. What's up, man? Just got home from the grocery store. Glad I caught you straight. Oh, I appreciate you joining, man. Appreciate it. Magnetic weapon. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Direct energy. It could be. Hey, Travis Jones is in the building. Hope everything's going good, man. Anybody don't know Travis Jones, by the way, definitely check out his streams. He's awesome. He is awesome. He puts out a lot of great information. It's down to earth, and it ain't a whole bunch of the nonsense. It's real. That's what I like about it. Thomas says, when nature is no longer required in future exploration of nature, when all you need is a definition, you can refer back to in a law of nature book. You surely have a mess on Exactly. Yeah. When people use the wrong names, it drives me crazy, because English and language and stuff, and that's another thing. Like even with the whole Tower of Babel thing, if you ask me, and this is me, I don't think that it was an all higher power that created the whole Babel system. No. It's these same pieces of trash who we already know who they are. This cabal. They're the ones who created these languages. So that if I seen a Chinese person, me and him can't even communicate with each other, and he's a human. And he has to point in order to communicate. That's how evil English is. That's how evil language is. You can't even communicate. The reason that we can't figure a lot of different things out is because some of it is written in Russian, some of it's written in English, some of it is written in this, and some of it's written in that, and you're never going to know because it's been divided. So if you ask me, the whole Babel thing is another symbol of their power where they're splitting it, causing you to not be able to communicate with your fellow humans. It's division. Politics, division. Sports, division. Countries, division. Flags, division. Flat Earth versus globe, division. Celebrities, division. What's the latest celebrity? Lady Gaga or something, talking about how she was raped. Oh, and she was pregnant. And notice I'm using the word she very loosely. She has a very strong jawbone. And also, men can get pregnant. And you can Google it because it is 2021. And hopefully I don't get this video taken down for saying that, because you're not allowed to say that. That's called hate speech. Yes, it is possible. Healthline.com. Yes, it is yes, it is possible for men to become pregnant and give birth to children of their own. In fact, I'm done. I'm done. We're done. This will keep me from having to choke somebody. You know what I mean? Marcia Ravallo. That's how. Thank you. I'm gonna check. I'll check the channel. I'll definitely check that out. But anyway, oh yeah, Travis is on it. Oh, you already know. Creation is separate, and it does. It separates everybody. You know, anytime, especially when I see grammar Nazis, I know you would explain that too, Travis, about that. You know, people coming in here trying to correct people for saying, you know, I don't even care. I mispronounce stuff all the time, because the thing is that people don't even understand because they don't understand root words. And when you break down these root words of what they really mean, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. You start understanding, you know, what all these words mean. And they all have multiple meanings. Crippy says, Amish, you hate speech again. That's right? Thank you. I had some fun with that song. I will say I enjoyed rapping that song. That was really, really fun. I was tearing it up in the studio. One of my friends was over here. He's like, dude, let me record you while you're recording this. I was like, nah, man, let me get through the song first. That hate speech thing is hard, man. It's you know, it comes easy to me. I spew it all the time. You know what I mean? I end up using hate speech not even knowing it. As I tell people when they come here, I normally bust people's favorite celebrities. I hope people don't come here with their celebrities in mind. All your celebrities are all trans. They're all trans. I don't care who they are. You know, this is how I started off my stream. I started off with this one. You know what I'm saying? They said, I know Travis will get a hit off this. Elliot Page shares a shirtless photo, and it said that it turns out that he is ripped. So this little skeleton right here says turns out that he's ripped. This skeleton you see on screen. Look at this. God, man, get out with that nonsense. Get out. Your favorite celebrity will get busted here. All celebrities, I hate them all. Every single one of them. I'm against every single celebrity. I don't care who they are. You like Eminem? I don't care. I will smash him. You know what I'm saying? You like 50 Cent? You like any of these actors? You like any of these baseball players? You like these sports? I don't care. I don't like them. They're all pieces of trash. That is modern day Egypt for idol worship. You know, a lot of people waste their lives. A lot of people in my family waste their lives worshiping all of these other people. You know, cryptic, prefix word, root, and suffix can all be part of the word and changes the meaning of the word's root. Exactly. Oh, I know, you know. I know cryptic knows about the root words hardcore. Oh, okay. All right. That's interesting. All right. I'm gonna look that up. So the Bach Saga is all about the root language. And okay. That's interesting. I love that. I'm all about that. It's basically the receiving end of the longest running game of telephone. Yep. Yeah. By the end of it, nobody knows what they were. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna check that out. I might have checked that out tonight. Travis said, I'm putting out a video explaining that they are taking healthy reproductive organs from women to put into men years ago. Holy crap. Really? Holy. All right. Huh. So that's probably why they're saying that then. I figured that, but you know how they got all that, you can donate your life force here to this bank, and we can, you know, have a carrier for you. And then that people love to say, that's my child, you know. So I thought it was similar to that, but that explains. Oh yeah, we're one big human experiment, Travis, 100%. I know you know about that. See, Travis actually works in the medical field. So that's why I say, if y'all haven't heard of him, y'all definitely need to check him out, because he puts stuff on blast. He doesn't play no games, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff. He knows about that. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. I remember. I do remember though too. And also, I took that off my license. Because I was actually a donor, and I took that off my license. Matter of fact, and I heard about the hospitals actually taking organs and killing people. Matter of fact, a whole bunch of people were talking about that. If you get in like some kind of accident, I've seen videos and everything, and I'm doing that stuff, man. I remember that. I do remember you mentioned that. I remember that. Yeah, I gotta check that out. So they can now screw. Cheryl. Yeah, but isn't it amazing though? It's just, you know, we still got this stuff going on. It to me, what I was saying about this, the big thing that really got under my skin today was this. It's Universal Studios. It's Universal Studios for vaccinated only. That's what they're saying. They're only now allowing vaccinated out-of-state visitors. So if you are out of state or anything like that, you have to be vaccinated. This is all installing checkpoints. And stuff like that. So I'm wondering, because a lot of people are still saying that there's a lot of patriots here in America. I don't understand why this is even happening. Why people are allowing this to even happen. Because all I'm seeing is I'm actually seeing fights at my job now, and arguments between people at my job, because people are saying, you know, well, you see how all the people just decided to take off masks and things now that they said that you don't have to wear it, and you see how people did this and people did that. And I'm like, look, dude, you got vaccinated. Why does this affect you? I almost got into a fight, you know, multiple times with people. Oh, okay. All right, Travis. Hysterectomy. Okay. I took the organ. Yeah, I took it off. Girl said they can take your. Yeah, they can. I've seen the documentation for this. See, the thing is that all this information is all over the place. So I haven't done videos on this, but I have a huge database. I mean, huge. I have a huge database of stuff, but I can't show it here. I'm going to be trying to show some stuff over on Odyssey, which is like YouTube. And apparently you can live stream there. So I'm going to go over there and see if I can do that. Exactly. Patriot. That's what they are. That's what they are. So this thing is ramping up. But the big thing, the whole point of making this video was to show the big three, but it was also just to explain to everybody what I think the next big thing is going to be. And I'm pretty sure they may even take down the internet. And I'm just thinking, if they attack this electrical grid and it goes down for a few months, they could really do some very serious damage in that time frame. And if you are not organized, and if half of the people are thinking one way and the other half are thinking a different way, okay, and people are not unified in understanding reality, okay, this could really spell a disaster. It really could. It could spell a disaster. Vaccine marketing, especially on social, absolute madness, man. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I can't believe people are this stupid. You know, I've almost given up on humanity because they are stupid. They really are. All you have to do is say that something ain't tested, and that's enough. That's enough. So if someone says that you don't have a full trial and you haven't had long-term testing, that should be it. And I got people at my job. So I'll tell you all the reason that I almost knocked this dude out. I'll tell you. A dude named Jay almost knocked him flat. I was about to, but I control myself. I'm gonna let you guys know I'm not really violent, but this is very serious. I will defend myself with excessive force if I have to, but I'm not naturally violent. I don't attack anybody. But the whole point of it was that I had a guy come up and he goes, "Okay, dude, I'm going to get my chip, my tracking chip shot." I'm like, bro, do you know that I've talked with a few people right now? I know 2 women who have disabled kids now. One's like 9 years old. The other one I think might be, I don't know, 12 or 13 or 14. I don't know how old the other one is. And they can't walk anymore. And I went over and I've actually visited them in person. And I also got a video of me there visiting them so that, you know, if I decide to upload this, because there's a lot of videos online, I don't have to upload it. But there's a lot of people that have suffered because of this new adverse issue that's been happening to people. And I don't like tolerating people who make light of these very serious situations. Don't say you got a tracking chip. Your tracking chip is your phone. Okay. They don't need a tracking chip. But also, there's a video I was going to upload. I didn't upload it. I want to make sure you guys know they do have chip technology. It's right on YouTube. I might upload the video over on my, Mag Bitter Truth uploaded it, so you guys know. They have the technology. They have liquid chips. That is a fact. So hopefully there's no more, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully there's no more weird, oh yeah, this chip thing. Yeah, there is a possibility that you can be chipped. I just want to put that out there. They do have liquid chips. That is a confirmed situation. Okay. That's just basic science. Okay. Having microscopic type of mesh technology, biologically active agents. Okay. This is common knowledge. This is common knowledge. Now, are they cloning, all these warriors to fight like they said over in Russia? No, that's called fake news. You got to be able to tell the difference between real and fake. Here it says the magnet thing is from the negative charged particles, the injected to keep the RNA tech. Yeah, I have no clue. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Fresh bathtub full of warp speed on the corner. Oh, man. Okay. Hysterectomy is the most common surgery just behind a C-section. Holy crap. Wow. What has been going on? That's insane. Yeah. This technology. So what I learned is especially over this whole thing, this whole lockdown, terrible pandemic, I had to jump over the bodies in the street to get here to learn this every day. And what I learned was that your biology is set to fight back against everything. Everything that we need naturally comes from the earth. We're naturally in this system. Everything that we are comes from this system. When you see all these birth defects, the first thing that you're supposed to say is, what did the father and the mother do during and before pregnancy? What did they eat? What did they this, that, blah, blah, blah. That's all you're supposed to be doing. That's it. You're not supposed to say this is a rare birth defect that happens where a child is born with no lip. And that is a real birth defect, by the way, for anybody who hasn't seen it. That is because of something that the mother or the father or both did during that process. Nobody's paying attention to this, and it should be second knowledge by now. It really should. It should be second knowledge. You know what I mean? Second nature or whatever. And it should be just, it's really strange. It's like, oh, yeah, I just got cancer all of a sudden. And you think that there's not a reason why you got cancer? You think all of a sudden, like, people now believe cancer is hereditary. So the people I work with are constantly telling me that they got to go get checked for cancer because their mom had cancer and cancer runs in their family. That's what they told me. Cancer, it does not a hereditary thing. Neither is Alzheimer's. But like I said, I can't really talk about that aluminum connection or anything, right? With all that. Amazes me. I can't, I can't believe it, to be honest. Yeah, they are, Travis. They're a joke. They're a joke. I actually did tell off a doctor yesterday. Told him off straight to his face. Said I want my money too. Even threatened to sue him. I threaten to sue a lot now. You know, I'm an American. America is built. Listen, you guys might not understand this. America is built off taking from others. That's how you get ahead. You got to put people down. All right. But in this case, if they're demon doctors, then to put them down, they deserve to be down. It's all good. It's all wiped clean. Yeah, it has. It has. People act like they don't understand that. I don't even know if I could say that. When I was a kid, tonsil. Okay. All right. Oh. Even though tonsils are basically your first, they actually defend you. They actually keep you pretty healthy, your tonsils. Yeah. I'm actually looking into your wisdom teeth. I want to know why they call them wisdom teeth. You know what I mean? Pharmakia. Exactly. Yeah, I want to know why they call them wisdom teeth and why you got to get them removed if they're wisdom teeth. Because I've heard so many things now, you know, I really have. I've heard so many different things. I tell you guys, you know, there's a topic I want to talk about real quick, but I don't know if I really want to say it or not. But I really do want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. I think I'm gonna let that go. But yeah, your tonsils and things, that's what they do. Every single thing. And what they do is they drill your teeth and fill them with a whole bunch of mercury, and they just poison you. Every single thing is to poison you. And yet people are acting like they can't see this. They can't see this. Every medicine is here to poison you. Every single one. If you need a medicine, it's because of something you've done. If you're overweight or you're unhealthy, it's because of the chemicals that you have been eating. If you eat from McDonald's every day, it's the same thing. People can't seem to understand this. And the most unhealthiest people in the world are the ones screaming the loudest about all of the unvaccinated people, because we're going to make them sick. All right. God forbid they don't get that new McRib. And I know that y'all eat that McRib. I know you like that McRib. I order like 5 of them sometimes. Right? You don't want to make those people sick. I just never thought that I would be in a world now where unvaccinated people infect vaccinated people. Where we're killing our earth because of cows. Now we need to eat cicadas. I'm seeing that everywhere. So as soon as I turn on the news just to hear some propaganda, to hear like what the main topic is. And then a lot of times if they're talking about this, they're like, yeah, you know, you can actually eat these cicadas. And if your yard is full of them, eating them can keep the population down. They're all about population control and eating bugs. Isn't it amazing? New study shows how we can change our DNA without you know, we can preserve our DNA with thoughts too. But luckily for the human race, thoughts are a thing of the past, and they're also a dangerous phenomenon. So we like to keep thoughts in the background. Anyway, hold on a sec. Cryptic says, I'm learning your gums have a lot to do with nerve endings and how fast you're able to make connections, and your wisdom close to your third pituitary gland. Very interesting. Thank you for that info, my friend. Thank you. That is, I understood. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that with me. I really want to, and I'm going to email you too, so we can make a day. I got Seattle Green. Me and him are going to come on here, do a little chat soon too. I got to see when I can actually schedule some stuff. Scheduling is really difficult with the type of work that I do. So I'm working on freeing myself up of all that. But that's very interesting. That's extremely interesting. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you got to really understand at this point, and a lot of people don't. They don't understand that every single thing is made to destroy you. You have to separate yourself from it. Separate yourself from TV. Separate yourself from everything that, you know. All right, you know what? Let me go. No, I'm not going to go into it. I'm sorry, guys. I might go into it on the next show, and it'll be an 18 and up show. All right, as a parental advisory warning. And I'll go into it, but it's really important. But I'll mention it. Cheryl says, I'm actually vegan myself. I love the food. It tastes good to me. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, I don't think that people are actually, Cryptic made an important point on his video. He made a very important point with the food and stuff like that, and how, you know, what you eat is you. And honestly, eating animals is an easy way for, check this, it's easy for them to control you by animals, because the thing is that they feed those animals things and then you get sick from what you eat from them. But if you grow your own food, you can't be poisoned in the same way that they would poison you from genetically modified things. Or watching those disgusting videos. If you guys haven't seen them, check out Mag, Bitter Truth, here on BitChute. Check them out, and you'll actually see these disgusting pigs and what they're eating and chewing on metal bars and getting their tails clipped, and they're grinding up all this crap, and then they're feeding them until they pass out, and then they just eat and then fall over. They can't even walk. They eat so much they actually can't walk. They hurt themselves. And just makes me just gag. I can't do it. And it's an easy way for them to actually control you. And the big thing is to grow your own stuff and to eat. Honestly, if you start young enough, I've seen people. There's a couple living locally here that I wanted to bring on and do like a live interview on here. They are both almost 70. And they have a farm where they actually sell flowers, herb gardens, fruit, trees, and things like that. All that. That's their whole business. And they said they have been eating like that ever since they've been in their 20s. And I tell you right now, they don't look older than 30 years old. And they're in their late 60s, almost mid to late 60s. And they look amazing. All is energy, and when all you eat is death, then that will be your energy. Exactly. Yeah, it is. The word eat is in death. Holy crap. That is true. That is root words right there. That's honestly how it is. That's why I say, when people say, I think we get sick and we die at a young age because they've shortened our lifespans, and they've mentioned that they shorten our lifespans. So whether that's through toxins, whether that in the air, in the food, and water, and all of it is sickening. And when people know this information, or I sit down and I tell people this information, and then the next thing that goes to their mind is, well, you shouldn't be a conspiracy theorist, or, I understand what you mean, but that doesn't mean that they want to really kill us. And what do you mean? Yes, it does. There's more than enough proof. All I needed, I'll tell you guys this. Look, I'm not gullible by any right. All I needed was Philip saying, we want to control human population. That's all I needed. I knew exactly who he was in general. That's enough to convince me. That's it. All I needed was Gates and them saying, we can lower this. That's all I needed. That's enough. Why do I need more? Why do I need to go up to NASA's front door? Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you guys, I had to make my NASA coat. I couldn't even find any online. I actually had to get some iron-ons and make that. You believe that? Gardening was my main motivation. Oh yeah, me too. I haven't been to a grocery store in I don't even remember. It's been over 2 years now. When we all heard the adrenochrome, what was the difference? What is the difference if we eat the horrific, fearful slaughter? Yeah, of these sentient beings, no difference to me. And also, if you know about the way that these star people actually slaughter cows, it's the same way. It's for fear, adrenaline based, and fear, and slow dying and slow death of these animals, and painful deaths of these animals. Sickening to watch, I'll be honest. If we are able to believe the timeliness that we were 4 kings of Egypt in a 7,000 year period, hold on. If we are to believe the timeliness, then there were 4 kings of Egypt in a 7,000 year period. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Here's the thing, right? You know what's weird about that? I don't know. Well, I know, but I've done research on Egypt. And the Egypt that they say is Egypt today isn't the real Egypt. It's like the Israel thing. It's the 1948 Israel, the new established land, but it's not the scriptural Israel. And it's also not the scriptural Jerusalem. That's a fake city. That's the fake Jerusalem. As well as that's not the real Damascus. That's a fake Damascus. So Truth Unveiled, Chris, if you guys haven't seen this, I'm going to be uploading it. So stay tuned. I'll upload one again tonight on my BitChute, Amish Space Station on BitChute. And you guys will see what I'm saying about that. He actually goes through and actually shows you biblically how the location of these places and where they actually are. And then he goes through historically and puts all the pieces together. I mean, this would have taken years to research all this. And he shows you where the real Egypt actually was, where the real Jerusalem is, where the real Egypt is. And there's a lot of people claiming that, but they don't have the research to back it up the way this dude did. I mean, it's amazing. I was also that guy in his front yard this spring, tapping my birch trees and drinking the sap water. Oh, I got to try that. I do have to try that. I will say I've never done that before. That is, that's, oh, wow. I'm definitely going to ask about that. We got a whole system set up here. So I don't know how you guys are. But I got a whole network of individuals set up here that are, you know, we're all like, we do bartering with each other. We do different trades. So it's an entire community that I've worked on connecting with for a while, of places to go, storing food, storing, you know, water, water purification methods and stuff, rain collection. I mean, just huge community. It's about 500 or more of us. I've been working on it for a few years now. But never did I think that all this was going to happen like this. I did say that we didn't have 5 years, but I didn't think it was going to happen in 1 year. I mean, 1 year we're on our knees in 1 year. So this is a very, so it's really serious. You know, I do hope that people are going to get their minds together and realize soon what's going on. You know, I really do. I hope, for all of our sakes, I do hope that people get their minds together and they really start understanding how serious it is. Because like I said, some of the topics I want to talk about are really distressing, but I can't talk about them on here. And I know that I'm trying to give people more hope, but we live in a very negative world with some dangerous and dark people. And like I said, I have to continuously traumatize myself because I have to check all of these events out to see if they're real, whether people are getting hurt, and these bang bang events and all these other things. And I have to see the darkest things that humanity has to offer. And it's, you know, it's really difficult, but it's something that if can be absorbed properly and turned into, some people just don't have the capacity to do it, but if it can be turned into something positive, I try and do that, you know. And bartering is the way to go. It really is. That's, you know, people have to realize you have to become independent and you have to just sideline it. You have to do something called disregarding. When you disregard people, that's how you disregard the nonsense, you know, until people understand that. I don't know what's really going to happen, but I do see something. Unfortunately, there's people in my family that are highly radical. They have been radicalized. And I tell them every day that they are a radical individual. And they've been radicalized by the propaganda, and they're dangerous. They're dangerous. And I've threatened some of them. I told them, I'm like, look, if you are a danger to me and you are going to bump heads and we're going to have a problem. And these are close family members, because I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not going to deal with people just constantly calling in, checking in on me, trying to get me to go take something that I've decided that isn't going to happen. I'm not going to deal with that, because that is the same thing as having an assault on my life and my health, especially after I explain the information I show you guys or talk with you guys about to these same individuals. But because they are so stuck in their belief system of fear, their death cult, because that's what it is, they refuse to listen to any word that I have to say. And that's a significant problem. And if the majority of America, not majority, but a big portion, that's enough. You know, when the zombies overrun you and there's millions of zombies coming at you, what are you going to do? You got to understand that everyone around you are going to be attacking you. There is that possibility, especially if they ramp it up and they start. Honestly, I wondered years ago, I was like, what is going on? Every time I turn on a television, I hear Trump, 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 Trump. And now when I call people or talk to anybody, they're still talking about Trump as the reason everything's happening. They're still blaming him, and he's not even in office. They're still blaming him right now. That's how you radicalize people. You say his name 20 times every 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, I mean, it creates a madness. It's real. This programming, it's real. It's very serious. I unfortunately still have to supplement my food with stores, farmer markets. Oh, no, man. I live in an apartment, but I do grow microgreens, peppers. Okay, all right. No. A lot of people are like that, man. The majority, remember this though, Crib. A lot of people are like that, and the majority of people are still like that. You, however, on the other hand, are aware of this. So if everything hits the fan, you know not to go to a grocery store. The people living next to you don't. They're going to go there, probably get assassinated because the other people want the chicken in there before it goes bad. So that's what I'm saying, is that it's not meant to, put you down in any kind of way or make you feel like you can't. No, you have the knowledge. You're good. Because you know that you can find people just like me in a country area, and because of your knowledge, you're extremely valuable. I don't need somebody else from the city living in an apartment who is not concerned with anything, who knows nothing. I don't need that. You, on the other hand, will be an individual that I would be like, okay, we need him in here. He understands what's going on. He's extremely smart. He understands, but he just didn't have access to do what he wanted to do. But he's willing to help out and to get this done. And you would instantly be brought right in to my whole crew without even no questions asked because of your understanding. Other people, it's just like, oh, what are you doing, man? Why are you buying this food? Why are you supplying? Who cares? Next thing you know, they're buying toilet paper. And they're in the stores fighting with people because they're so stupid, or they're at the gas stations being retarded, filling up their tank because they're running low on gas. So if they fill up their tank, somehow in their little tiny brains, that means that they won't run out of gas again. If you fill up your tank, right? You won't run out of gas again. You better hurry up and get your gas so that you won't run out of gas. You got to fill up your tank. I mean, honestly, there it is. Trauma. Prefrontal cortex plays a role in critical thinking. You can't critical think. Problem solving. You can't solve the problem. If we're running out of gas, you go get gas. That way you don't run out. Problem solving. Empathy. Caring for others. Understanding human connection. Awareness. Aware of what? Absolutely nothing. Right around day to day. That is trauma. What's trauma? Same thing. We're running out of gas. They just got hacked. My mind's frozen. I'm running to go get gas. There it is. Everything they do is all trauma-based. Doesn't matter what it is. It's all trauma-based. Numbers. We got the white fungus. We got the black. Guess what? In India right now, I don't know if Rupa is in here, that troll. If he was, I would ask him how that white fungus and black fungus is treating him. Okay, because if people there are not smart enough, we're done. We're on the precipice of a world-changing event here. Our lives, everything is on the line. Everything's on the line, and I just don't have time to be compassionate anymore. White fungus, black fungus. This is happening. That's happening. A lack of oxygen. People are being burned. This is happening. That's happening. We got bombs going off. Worried about an attack on our grid. Lockstep. What about the blockchain? Bitcoin. Businesses shutting down, stopping people from coming in. Jobs being lost. Get a shot. Don't work. Canada, not allowed outside your house, so you're going to be shot. How much? What's it going to take? Anyway, I went on way longer than I wanted to, guys. I'm sure I bored you guys. Sorry about that. It's been like 2 hours. But this has been on my mind heavily. So I definitely wanted to do this stream. But for anybody, and this is for everybody, science, history, religion, those three things. Those are the three things that are the most important things in the world. When you understand that, you can never be fooled by anybody. You can never be fooled by fake science because you know what a scientific method is and you know what real science is. You can never be fooled by all the little fake religions going on because you know that religion, you know what religion is. You understand what religion is. You understand what it's doing to people who follow it. Just like the star religion, where it's okay for you to, you to hurt people who are not of the same religion as you if you're a star person. I say star people because, I can't say the word on here, but I'm also not trying to sound racist. However, if you are part of that religion, and you openly say that you want to hurt me or kill me and kill people like me, I have a right to be racist against your entire sect. Quite frankly, I do, because you want me dead. And that is the only racism I would ever tolerate. If people honestly don't like people of that, you brought it on yourself. If all the black people say we actually did come from Africa, just to break it down for you guys. If I came from Africa and all these Africans are putting a whole bunch of tyranny on the people, and I was African, I would fight back against that. I would not allow it to continue. You understand? Just like I fight back against the Black Lives Matter. It's the same thing. And all of the black people that are not speaking out against Black Lives Matter, where they're being racist to white people, okay, they are the same as the star guys. They are the same. And I take responsibility for that. However, to the other people, the goy don't really matter at all. You're nothing. You're a dog. Okay? You're a dog. And that's that. So it's slightly different, but it's still the same. I take responsibility for what this little stupid Marxism, Black Lives Matter crap is doing. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I understand behind what's going on behind it. It's extremely racist. And I can't imagine how people feel, because the sad thing about this whole thing is that when I'm at my job and I'm talking with a lot of people, I'm like, hey, dude, look, you get mad at me because I'm talking about this virus situation. You're getting upset. How would you like it? How would you like it? And I've told one of them this before, one of the guys I work with. I said, how would you like it if I decide to listen to what the media says? Because that means you're racist. Because all the cops are shooting all the black people. You're all just killing all of us. You're shooting us all because you're so hateful and racist. What if I decide to believe what I see? Oh, no. But because I don't believe that, I make you feel better. I make you feel better. Because I have my own thinking mind, and that brings people comfort to know that, oh, well, he knows I'm not racist, or no, I don't. Because you know that this sickness is really killing everyone all over the earth. So I don't know that you're not racist. Just think about that for a minute. Because people have their own thinking minds. They don't go to these places, these businesses, and commit these hate crimes because they see George Floyd or somebody gets shot or stabbed or sat on or whatever. And they don't hurt people, in that defense. The radicals do. But because people have a brain and they have their own thinking mind, that keeps the violence down. That's what I tell people. It's like, turn off your stupid television. Because you're treating me like I'm getting you sick and you're going to die from being around me. So why don't I treat you like you're going to shoot me because you're white and I'm black? We've lost all humanity. Like right now. Humanity is just at the worst point I think it has ever been. And that's why I made a channel and I want to speak out against this. Because even if I reach one person, two people, I've done my part. Because if 9 billion people reached one person, none of this would ever happen. I'm not responsible. However, all the people that have never reached out to anybody, you are responsible. all the people going along with everything, all the people blaming people, all the people marching for the nonsense, all the left and right paradigm, all the politicians, all the people, you're all still responsible unless you're speaking out against this like you guys are. Like, unless you're aware of this, unless you have actually talked to one other person to let another person, another human know that you've done your job. If you've talked to one other person in your entire life, in my opinion, you've done your job. You know, you've done what you can. You spoke up. You weren't quiet. But if you were quiet, that means you're complicit. And to me, that means you're just as bad. And I think that a lot of people, you know, think that they're not going to be held responsible for this stuff. But in reality, I think they are. Blame gravity. Luke, you can't keep blaming gravity, all right? Gravity's not, look. Well, maybe you're right. It is the answer to everything. We can't even figure out what these are because of gravity. If we could understand the gravity of the situation, then we probably could. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here, guys. I got to do a workout real quick, and then I got to do some more work. But I'm going to be in touch, and I got another song that I'm going to release, and it's going to, it's not a song like what I've been releasing lately. It's actually more of a acapella guitar style thing. And I'm just trying to think of whether or not I can release it on YouTube without them taking it down. So that's going to be weird. I think racist became a concept after the last reset. Before that, we were all tribes. That's interesting. Yeah, I think they split us apart. I don't think that there was a divine power coming through splitting everything. It's like, okay, answer me a quick question. So about Tower of Babel, it says that they tried to reach the heavens, and what happened was they were taught, at that point, when they gained all the knowledge in the world, they tried to get into the heavens and they tried to do different things like that. God actually shut them down and flew them all around the earth or something. I don't think that's happened. So right now we got people doing a worldwide experiment and nobody's getting flung around the earth. And they seem to be going successful with their end of humanity that's happening right now. The end of humanity, literally. That's what this is. No one can tell me any different. This is the end of humanity right now. And the end of all of us too. Because once we lose our fighting force, then that's it. But just like you said, I agree. I think whatever it was, when they did do all that and they split everybody apart, I feel like they split it completely because they wanted confusion. I mean, honestly, it's a weird thing, because I do a lot of work with people overseas and different things, and not being able to understand another human next to you, like sitting down with someone and talking and trying to actually convey what you're saying to someone who doesn't speak the same language as you is a very strange thing to experience. And I don't mean like trying to talk to, somebody from India on the phone or in Spanish. I mean, sitting down with someone and trying to explain flat Earth to someone who cannot understand your language. It is absolutely just shocking, In my town, cops shot a boy 17 times, murdering him and stealing for stealing. True story, white boy. He was only 19 years old, no priors. Oh, okay. All right, Cheryl. Oh, that's unfortunate. It happens all the time. It really does. And a lot of these times I have to see all that stuff, and I have to, it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, Luke. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in here. I think my next chat is going to be on the Flat Earth government chat. So we're going to go back, but I just had to do this because it's weighing heavily on my mind right now. And I'm kind of worried about a lot of things because just, Universal Studios, and this isn't the only place. There's so many places that are saying this, and I don't know why this thing hasn't begun yet. but it needs to begin, and we need to fix this problem here. So I think everybody needs to be more unified. We need everybody unified. Everybody just needs to, whether or not you understand flat Earth, whether or not you understand anything, understand that, if you want freedom, there's only one way to get it. And you have to go to what is keeping it from you. That's how you get freedom. You demand freedom. That's all I can say here, of course. Can't say what I want to say. You know what I mean? Cheryl says, end of an age. Always some survival. Yep. And they just rewrite a false history. Yeah. And, I want to learn the true history. And I think I will. I think that if there's enough people, if I can gather enough people, a group of individuals, all I need is 100. I can actually, there's a couple things I can do, and it's something I would risk my life for as well. And figuring out a little bit more about our realm. It's something I can do, but I do need 100 people. It is going to take 100. And if I can get 100 people, I can probably pull this off. But of course, everybody has to be willing to risk their lives, which I am, for the truth, because that's just the way it is. That's the way it goes. Otherwise, what's the point? So that's that. Anyway, thank you guys for all joining. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. I don't celebrate the holidays, so enjoy your time off if you get some time off, and enjoy the Sabbath, of course, and enjoy freedom. Enjoy just being outside and being free. I do too. That's something that's actually doable to me, more than Antarctica. And if I guarantee you, with the people I work with, if I can grab about 100 people, I could probably make that happen, guaranteed. And I'll think about you if you're interested in that. We got to chat. I got to email you. We got to chat. But I work with a group of people and stuff. And like I said, we've been saving money, and we've been saving funds that I was planning on breaking into the music industry with over $250,000. And this was a while ago. And I decided, I was like, you know what? No. And I decided I didn't want to even be in the music industry. I started studying it for years, almost 20 years. I've been studying the music industry, and it's filled with nothing but satanic pedos. And no, I don't want to be involved in that. Even though you can break into the industry with that much, but it's impossible to they'll delete your stuff. I've seen too many people just go down. So even if you are a celebrity of any notable, anything, they can still just delete you. I mean, you're nothing really in reality to them. So it's, it is what it is, but I don't know. Lou said, I want to set out to refine Friesland. Yeah. I just, like Cryptic said, I want to see the North, but I do want to see the South, but the North is a little bit more doable. I think it's a little bit more doable than the South, but there is a few things, No holidays for me as well. Agree with so much here on your channel. Awesomeness. Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, because we're free, and we should be free. We shouldn't have to celebrate. Every day should technically be a free day for celebrating life, and every day should be a free day. But of course, that's how they do it, and they use these holidays to spike cases. That's how they do, and you all know this. So everybody's getting together Memorial Day. We're canceling the 4th of July. We're just canceling your freedom today. Please return back into your little death pods. This has been brought to you by, your God. And God bless the late George Soros and the rest of them, right? Anyway. Thank you guys for coming into the show. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and do another show, possibly maybe in a couple days. So I'll see you guys. Feel free to email me, though. Feel free to reach out to me. You guys can email me anytime. Amish Space Station at Proton Mail. Feel free to contact me. I'll chat with you as much as I can. Love and peace to everyone. Thank you all for. Oh yeah. I am gonna watch. I am gonna watch the link you sent. I'm gonna watch that tonight, actually. So, thank you all for joining. And until we meet again, I'll see you guys.